Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here from Antwerp, and today we are gonna talk about number 16 in the Brussels Beer Project Advent Calendar. Yeah, 2/3 down the road. Let's see what they have in store for us today. Only 8 closed doors left, but nonetheless very chaotic. Another Brussels beer cap or beer project cap. The Wunder Lager, 3.8% ABV, and an India Pale Lager. So basically, yeah, a low alcohol IPA. Or this is basically the same premise as the Super Session, which used to be 2.5%, but now is turned up to 3.8%. This is also 3.8%. And okay, it's not an IPA, but it's an IPL, an India Pale Lager. Now, I do believe that this was their first lager. They do have a few now, but I guess a few years back, like 3 or 4 years back, 2017, 18, 19, this was another beer elected from among 3 or 4 others. And this one won, so nice Swedish flag there as a label. Wunder Lager is a vibrant expression of a low alcohol, high octane brew that'll quench your thirst all day long. Sounds promising. Thirst quenching mainly means dry or bitter or not very sweet. Let's see. Grains, Pilsner malt, malty character with hints of honey. So only Pilsner malt. I like that. It's very classic. It's quite typical, but it is the way to go for a Pilsner or for a lager. Hops, Cascade, Citra, Columbus, and Mosaic. Floral, earthy, citrus, and grapefruit. I think that in the past 2 weeks we've established that Mosaic is indeed that bitter grapefruit thingy. Citra has the citrus, the citrusy notes, and Columbus and Cascade are more the floral, earthy, slightly herbal tastes. So promising as well. And yeast, the Diamond Lager yeast, super crisp and clean German style yeast. Yeah, I am a fan of the classic German, and the not so classic by the way too, German beers, the lagers, the pilsners, the whatchamacallit. So yeah, many Belgians often forget that Germany is also a huge beer country, just like the Czech Republic, where we get the name Pils from, Pilsner. So Belgium is not the only beer country these days. France, Italy, Spain, the USA, many countries have many beers and even good beers. So, and Germany as well as Belgium is one of the oldest and largest beer countries, but we tend to forget that or even dismiss that, some of us. So anywho, yeah, let's have a taste. I have heard about this one. I don't think I've ever had one. I'm not sure about that. Immediately a column of sparkles rises to the top. From a lager you would expect a very classic crisp malty scent, but this one has mainly the hop character. Get a lot of Mosaic in there, a lot of citrusy notes, but the dominant one here is the grapefruit, the sour bitter combination. I'm gonna take this Burke here, which is a way more classic glass, especially for this style of beer. So let's have a taste. this is undeniably a pale beer, a pale ale, or a pale lager as they call it. Yeah, doesn't get much paler than that. Very clear as well. Nice white foam. Not much foam, although it is a rather active beer. Still the same smells, the same scents, the same aroma profile. Yeah, still some citrus and grapefruit mainly. Cheers. Okay. It is indeed, as they promise, a very refreshing, very thirst quenching beer. Very crisp, very defined, very light, a rather thin mouthfeel, but for these beer styles that's completely normal. That is also what you would expect, so it's not a bad thing. I do get a lot of hop aromas in there, although they are not very dominant. And personally for me, this is a beer that could have gone without the dry hopping, without the massive hop aromas, but they're not so horribly strong, so and this is where the Citra actually dominates. So in the nose, it's more the mosaic, more the grapefruit. On the tongue, it's more the Citra, the more citrusy notes, a slightly bitter edge. Nonetheless, it is very well balanced to maintain that very thirst quenching characteristic. So, yeah. Also very drinkable, very nice. I do believe that 3.5, 3.8 is a great sweet spot for low alcohol beers. And I think that's very easily obtainable by playing with the yeast and the malts. Whereas if you want to go to a 1.8, a 2.5, you'll have to do some extra, implement some extra processes. Also really like this kind of glass for this style of beer. I'm personally more of a fan of the ribbed Pilsner glass, but this is, even in the bar where I work, the most popular glass ever. I think we have more of these than we have of any other style combined. Yeah, very good beer. And in the aftertaste, it's mainly soft and bitter. Still a tiny hint of citrus, but that quickly fades, and we are left with mainly like grapefruit peel, grapefruit zest, and a slight edge of lemon, which is in itself again very refreshing and very thirst quenching. So actually, to my taste, this advent calendar has been very summery, which isn't all that bad, of course, but yeah. Now, how should I score this beer? That's a toughie. I like it. I'm not the biggest fan. It's very well made. It is very balanced. It is really okay as a beer. Maybe I would have liked it a bit more simple. But let's call this a 6.5, 7-ish. Yeah, let's keep it at 6.5. So 3.25 in Untapped. Sounds alright, doesn't it? Cheers, you guys. I'm gonna finish this and leave you with this. As usual, if you like this review, if you have anything to say, any questions, leave them down in the comments. Hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Cheers, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with number 16 on the list. So we are, sorry, with number 17 even. So we are starting the last 8, the third. See you tomorrow.